Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. After a long hiatus, we have with us Suhel Seth, a marketing genius and somebody who has intimate touch with the ground realities in India. And we're going to ask him a very interesting question. Let's first welcome Suhel Seth. Suhel, Namaskar and welcome to PGurus channel. Long time, bro.
Namaskar and thank you for having me, Sree. As always, it's a pleasure to be on your channel. It is cerebral, empathetic, and driven by excellence.
Thank you so much, Suhel. Those words mean a lot to me. So you are getting a phone call and it is Narendra Bhai and he is telling you, Suhel Bhai, किसी भी तरह से हरियाणा में और महाराष्ट्र में जिताओ. Now the floor is yours.
So in Maharashtra, he must get rid of Ajit Pawar. There is no question. Let me tell you why. Ajit Pawar is doing everything which Narendra Modi doesn't believe in. And to my mind, Ajit Pawar is a liability. I don't know why, Sharad Pawar tolerated him for all those years. Ajit Pawar is known as the champion of corruption, perceptually. On Haryana, let me tell you, Sree, I live in Gurgaon. It's a mess. Gurgaon is an absolute disaster zone. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙤, I don't know what he's doing, but Mr. Modi cannot be responsible for everything that doesn't work in India. The tragedy is that they put everything at Narendra Modi's doorstep. If there's a non-functioning water tank, they will put it at his doorstep. If there's a road riddled with potholes, they'll put it at his doorstep. So I think Mr. Modi needs to worry about Haryana only from a governance point of view. Let me tell you one thing. When L Khattar was the chief minister, whether it was RSS training or whatever, Khattar would respond. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙤 doesn't respond. There is absolutely no empathy. There is no citizen contact. There is no arrangement with citizens to understand their grievances. That's my problem. And Sree, let me say this. I don't know whether the Congress will do anything better. I don't think they will, because the Congress is having a humongous battle between Shailja Kumari and Huda. Having said that, let me tell you, Haryana is a lost cause unless the Prime Minister and Amit Shah do something with grave immediacy. And I don't know if there's still time to do it. But the reality is the citizen of Haryana is fed up. And I'm not only talking about Gurgaon. I'm talking about Faridabad. I'm talking about Hisar. I'm talking about all the places, whether it's Sona, Manas. It's a riot. I mean, the rot has stemmed right through, which I really feel bad about. Because, I'm a great believer that the BJP is the only party that will deliver without money. It's the only party that will deliver without corruption. Modi is incorruptible. Amit Shah is incorruptible. I will say this till kingdom come. But the people they have elected or selected or nominated are not the people who believe in great governance. That's the problem. And to blame Narendra Modi for all the ills is equally incorrect, but that's how it is. Everyone believes BJP is Modi, Modi is BJP.
Suhel, I have one question. I have heard that L Khattar's regime was pretty clean. There wasn't that much bribery, corruption.
It was the best regime ever. L Khattar was one of the finest chief ministers Haryana has ever had. But then they removed L Khattar.
Then why change it?
L Khattar was a pracharak. He was born and bred in the RSS mold. Service was above self. He was willing to listen. He was an outstanding chief minister. I will say this today, Sree, and your channel gets great traction. There was never a better chief minister of Haryana than Manohar Lal Khattar. Never. I'll give you an example. During COVID, I tweeted saying that Gurgaon is the bastion of CEOs and, the corporate world, blah, blah, blah. And I have to tell you, within 3 hours, I got a call from L Khattar's office. The next day, they sent a gentleman called Amit, who is the Gurugram DC, to understand citizen concerns. And Amit acted on them. Today, you tweet about the roads, you tweet about the floods, you tweet about the water, the sanitation. No one gives a damn. So it tells you a lot about how many people are listening and how many people are ignoring.
So if Manohar Lal Khattar was so good, and now he is now finding a place in the union ministry, should the BJP maybe put up a different face for chief minister for the next election?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Naib Singh Saini, who I've never met, I have nothing against the gentleman. I don't know who he is. He is a veritable disaster as far as governance is concerned. Look, Sree, we are citizens. We love our country. We love our state. We pay our taxes. We want basic governance. I'm not asking Naib Singh Saini to, erect towers of, great design. I'm asking him to do his goddamn job. If Naib Singh Saini can't do his job, he must at least tell us why he can't do it. Sometimes the citizen is to blame. But to not do your job, to be arrogant and not replying, to be completely in an isolated tower of your own making, that is reprehensible.
Well, viewers, this is what somebody who's living in Haryana, who goes through this day in and day out, is saying. And we would really welcome, a response from the BJP Haryana unit as to what is going on really. If he was replaced, if Khattar was replaced, ostensibly with a better candidate, clearly that impact is not being felt on the ground. Maybe he can explain what is going on. So I think at this point of time, let's say, so you are saying first, change the chief ministerial place for the BJP in Haryana. What else?
Change the modicum of governance, Sree. Today, the BJP is seen as the Congress. You remember, Sree, and there is no one more erudite than you. The BJP came to power by being a party with a difference. I worked in 1999 on Vajpayee's campaign. At that time, Atal Bihari Vajpayee said, "Main ab bhi atal hoon." You remember how Atal Bihari Vajpayee walked out of parliament because he did not believe, and he believed he did not have the majority. He was a man of great moral character, of great moral standing. Narendra Modi is a man of great moral standing. You may disagree with him. You may hate him. You may hate Amit Shah. They are men of great standing. Where are they left today? Every bit of governance that they have promised has fallen through the cracks. Haryana is a cesspool of wicked, inept, incompetent governance. Do you really want that? Does the BJP really want that? And if the BJP doesn't hear this, it means the BJP has become like the Congress. They only want to listen to what they believe is palpable. That is not the BJP you and I know. That is not the BJP that you and I want to elect. That is not the BJP that India deserves. Now you tell me, am I wrong or am I wrong?
Well, you are the person on the ground, and certainly I think we are going to see what is going to happen there. I'm also seeing comments, Suhel, and many actually are agreeing with you. So the point I think at this point of time is, first of all, there is anti-incumbency against BJP. So there is a tiredness in the people's mind. Okay, 10 years these people have ruled, and even somebody who was probably good has been replaced with somebody who is not good. That actually works terribly against you. From a 40-seat house of BJP in Haryana, they may be going down to 25. That's the number we are saying. The floor today for the BJP is 25, my friend, out of 90. That's a very low number. So in conclusion, 1, 2, 3, what do they need to do? And then we'll move to Maharashtra, because that's a much bigger.
They need to replace the chief minister. And they need to say कि हम governance के साथ हैं, हम किसी साथी के साथ नहीं हैं. Number 2, they need to tell the citizen, we screwed up, but this is what we're going to do, not only in the next 2 months, but this is what we're going to do in the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. There's one thing, Sree, remember one good thing about the BJP. Most of the idiots outside the BJP don't read their manifesto. The BJP is known to deliver on everything they promise. You know, people talk to me about, oh, CA ho gaya, Article 370 ho gaya. It was all in the manifesto. If only people had cared to read. So my advice is, please make sure that governance comes back on the table. You know, Sree, the problem is, and this is a problem that Modi has tried to arrest by one nation, one election. Every goddamn month or every 3 months, India is in election mode. What happens? These people look for the low-hanging fruit. They look for sops. The model code of conduct, which is ridiculous, kicks into play. No development happens. Let me tell you what's happening in Goa. I'd be surprised if Pramod Sawant wins again. Same issue of governance, but no one cares. So my point is, has the BJP become a poorer or richer Congress where they don't listen to the people? There's a reason, Sree, that God has given us one mouth and 2 ears. Listening is more important than speaking.
Very, very true. Very true. Very true. Now let's move on to Maharashtra. First change you wanted was to disengage themselves from Ajit Pawar and his NCP. What else needs to be done? I mean, that's only one starting point. Maharashtra is a difficult state because there are satraps, there are regional satraps. You know, your good friend Sharad Pawar is considered one of the smartest politicians in India. Forget about other things. In terms of political, dynamism, gymnasts can learn a thing or two from him. So talk to us a little bit about, yeah.
Let me tell you about Sharad Pawar. You may abuse Sharad Pawar, you may disagree with Sharad Pawar, but Sharad Pawar has always had Maharashtra at the core of his working. There's a friend of mine, you don't know her, called Aishra Patel, who runs a company called Farmer's Daughter, which does organic food, it does millets, it does. I was telling her, I said, if you need to know and learn from what any politician in India has done, go to Baramati. See what Sharad Pawar has done with Baramati. If we had 100 Sharad Pawars working in India, Sree, we would have never had a problem. So Sharad Pawar is highly Maharashtra-centric, Maharashtra-focused, development-oriented. You may have a problem with his politics, and who doesn't? We all have problems with people's politics. But does Sharad Pawar deliver? The answer is yes. Will Sharad Pawar keep Maharashtra at the core of his belief system? The answer is yes. Let me tell you who's good. Fadnavis is good. But Fadnavis is caught in a jam. Fadnavis has been made to go to bed with people who he would never want to wake up with. And that's an alliance that you forced upon him. And I have an old line, Sree, which you will love because you're erudite. Never go to bed with an elephant. You never know when it rolls over and the pleasure turns into pain. That's what's happening with Ajit Pawar.
Super, super. Anything else on Maharashtra? Because there are some good questions also coming up.
I think Maharashtra is the most important state in India. It is the hotbed, the heart of India's capitalism. It has groups like the Tatas, like Reliance, HDFC. It's the financial nerve center. You cannot afford for Maharashtra to be out of whack or out of sync. It drives India's economic prowess. And you know who understands it? Narendra Modi. Narendra Modi needs to transfer that knowledge base to his people. Sometimes you make allies because it's convenient. The politics of convenience will only get you this far and no further. The politics of belief will get you the farthest. Look at one thing, Sree. Today, the BJP has dumped Uddhav Thackeray, whose father, Balasaheb, was actually the greatest proponent of the Hindu way of life and the Hindu way of governance. I'm not saying he was right all the time. I totally disagreed with his comments on Biharis and people from Uttar Pradesh. But the fact was, he was your ally. He was your time-tested ally. You have chosen an ally like Ajit Pawar, who by the way, I have no, personal issues with him. I don't even know the guy. But you've chosen Ajit Pawar, who has followed the politics not only of convenience, but the politics of absolutism as far as power is concerned. Any politician whose only purpose in life is power will fail the people. Remember that. Any politician whose purpose is the people may lose power, but eventually he will gain it. That's the understanding that people need to get. People don't realize that power is transitional. Belief is transient. How do you make the difference between transitional and transient? That's the issue. And here, by the way, I don't blame the politician. I blame us. We, the people. We elect people who then let us down, but we never learn our lessons.
So the takeaway is ditch Ajit and embrace Uddhav. I get that. And anything else on Maharashtra before we go to questions?
To be fair, I don't know whether you want to embrace Uddhav, but you must ditch Ajit. You know why? It's very important. If you say that I'm Caesar's wife, you've got to be above suspicion. You can't be Caesar's wife who's sleeping with the enemy and also pretending to be honest. Paraphrasing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Sujay. Well, I mean, this has been a very crisp conversation and it's going so fast. Viewers, you may want to listen to it more than once because Suhel is full of, there are two words that we use in America. I don't want to use it here. It's the first word starts with the letter P, 4 letters. The second one starts with the letter V and 7 letters. So now let's go to the questions. You can fill it up. Jaya Raman wants to know, will the Maharashtra Hindu voter realize their mistake they committed in the Lok Sabha election and vote for NDA?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If the plank of any political party is religion and you dump that religion, then people say, bhai, aap ho kaun? What is your astitva? What is your guarantee? What is your persona? What is your belief system? Let's imagine if Sree Iyer always tells me that he believes in transparency, and tomorrow I see Sree Iyer's name in a gross violation of transparency. My first question will be, do I trust this man? His entire premise, his entire belief system was based on transparency, and today he is not virtuous of that transparency.
Very true, very true. Next question from Sachin Sharma. How do you see the bigger challenge of freebies, KhataKhat politics along with caste divide moves by Pappu? Because these are the only two top issues most talked, even on the ground.
You know, which is why, Sree, I told you, it's we the people who are to blame. There is no free lunch. There is no free ration. They will kill you in some way or the other. What has happened to the citizens of Delhi? Arvind Kejriwal gave everything free. Where is he? In jail. Where is a citizen? Surrounded by floodwaters, power failure, lack of education, lack of the mohalla clinics. Anything that comes free comes with a rider. They've made a monkey out of you. You haven't made a monkey out of them.
Thank you so much. Next question. Thank you so much, Ameya Rupal. If Modi wants one nation, one election, why not conduct Delhi, Bihar, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana together? Their dates are only a few months apart.
I totally agree. We have to get rid of the Election Commission of India, who are a bunch of jokers. I totally agree. And Modi has set up, under the stewardship of Ramnath Kovind, our former president, a committee including people as noteworthy as Harish Salve and N.K. Singh. I think the committee should actually make a recommendation saying we need one election. You cannot have a country which is in election mode every time, Sree. They don't give a toss about you and me. They're interested in coming to power. So I totally agree with the question.
Ameya, yeah. Thank you so much, Ameya. Good question. Thank you so much, Naveen Kota, for your generous grant. Does Hindu step out to vote? Do Hindus know who their enemies are around them?
The beauty about Hindus is we don't give a toss. We are very, very simple, relaxed human beings. Everyone is saying, oh, Hindutva is this, Hindutva. Hindus can't conspire. I'm a Hindu. We can't conspire. हमारी फितरत में नहीं है कि हम किसी का गला घोंट दे. That's why we get screwed. But that's why I enjoy Hinduism. Because Hinduism is a way of life. It's not a religion. It's a faith. It's an article of faith. Hinduism teaches you, we are told by all these left liberal jokers, oh, secularism, secularism. I was born secular. You know why? Because I was born Hindu. I was born to trust everyone. You know why? Because I was born Hindu. I was born to love. You know why? Because I was born Hindu. Hatred was not in my zehen. Hatred was not in my teachings. Hatred was not in my philosophy. My philosophy taught me to love. It taught me to embrace. It taught me to include. And it taught me to be disagreeable, to disagree without being disagreeable. That's why I love being a Hindu. Being a Hindu is not about a religion. Being Hindu is about being philosophical. To all the people who are on your program, I will only tell them one thing. Don't talk about the Ramayana. Don't talk about the Mahabharata. Manu Smriti talked about Daan way before Warren Buffett and Bill Gates did, 3,870 years ago. That's Hinduism. Hinduism is the lesson that Krishna gave to Arjun. That's Hinduism. Hinduism is about acceptance. Hinduism is inherently tolerant. Hinduism is an article of faith. It's not an article of hate. When you treat Hinduism as an article of hate, you do great disservice to Hinduism and to Hindus. We are not a religion. We are a way of life. We are a way of life because of this dharti. ये पावन धरती है. And whether you're Muslim or Christian doesn't matter. In many ways, you are a Hindu in terms of philosophy. Yes. Which is why when people say, oh, Muslims are doing this, no, they're not. They're not. To my mind, the Hindu of today is the embracer of humanity. That's why it's important.
Thank you so much. Naveen Kota wants to know, thank you, Naveen. Then why contradiction of darr ka mahol?
ये डर का माहौल, intolerance, these are political slogans I wouldn't even bother about. And neither should you, Naveen, even though you've given us $2.
Thank you. And Harihara Putran, thank you so much for your super sticker. Always leave at a point when the audience is asking for more. One last question. We have time because only 23 minutes. You promised me 7 more minutes. I'm just going to ask you with one thought. The city you were born in, the city that you love so much, the state, what is happening in that state? Tell us what you think is going to happen.
I'm deeply saddened. You know why I'm saddened? Because of that state we said, what Bengal thinks today, India thinks tomorrow. I'm saddened because we've allowed things to drift. I'm saddened that we've used democracy as a way to justify the cruelty of a particular regime. Let me be honest, and I will say this to a lot of dismay. Mamata Banerjee is not a bad human being. She has a heart in the right place. But you know what, Sree? Sometimes politics makes you a chameleon. It makes you change color. I still hope and believe in the Mamata Banerjee who was part of Vajpayee's cabinet. I believe in the Mamata Banerjee who took on the communists. I believe in the Mamata Banerjee who said, Ma Mati Manush. You know why? Because that's the Mamata I want to believe in. What has happened to my mind is a travesty. And I hope Mamata Banerjee will have it in her to change that travesty. Because if she doesn't, all politicians only work towards one thing, Sree, a legacy. Her legacy will remain flawed. It will be destroyed. It will be blemished like you and I can't imagine.
Thank you so much, Suhel. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And I would like Suhel to come back again. And here's my promise to you, Suhel. Please come back again. I'll give you another challenging topic. This is not easy. Viewers, there's a lot to unpack. There's a lot to unpack from this conversation. Please share it with people who are like-minded. And Suhel, what a pleasure to have you. You're going to say something. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm just saying that it's unreal that we live in these testing, dichotomous, ironic times. But I'll tell you one thing, Sree, I'm a great believer in the idea of India. I'm a great believer in the spirit of India. But most importantly, I'm a great believer in Indianness. जो भारतीयता है ना, वो आप हमसे छीन नहीं सकते. There are always blips. There are always hiccups. But remember, for any hiccup, you take water. और इस धरती का जो पानी है ना, बहुत पावन है. आप इस पानी को पीजिए, घूंट मारिए, वो हिकअप भी गायब हो जाएंगी. To my mind, Sree, I'm blessed that I'm Indian. I'm blessed I live in this country, and I'm blessed I was born in this country. Would I want to be born anywhere else? No. Would I want to be anything else than what I am? No. And I genuinely believe that this country will rise. This country, remember, we are a recent country. And it is not easy to govern a country of our dynamics, of our diversity, and of our paradoxes. The fact that we still run so well is a tribute to every Indian. I leave you with one thought. Aerodynamically, the bumblebee is not supposed to fly, looking at its size. But the bumblebee doesn't know that. So it flies happily. So if you were ever to make a list of, oh, India should fail, Indians don't realize that. We succeed happily.
Thank you so much, Suhel. Wonderful words. And viewers, again, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll be back very soon with Suhel on another interesting conversation. Namaskar.
Thank you so much.